We have with us Mr. Vineet Nayyar, Vice Chairman of Tech Mahindra. Sir, thank you very much for joining us on Bloomberg Quint. We saw in one of the panels where people were talking about whether the IT industry is ready to absorb new technologies. What is your view on that?
Look, the technological scene is changing dramatically. The labor intensity, which was used for evolving solutions, is going to come down quite dramatically. Now, what does that mean for Indian industry? It means that they have to rethink their going to business options. On one hand, they are going to face contraction in terms of need of technologists. On the other hand, which will result in diminution of employment. On the other hand, the area which technology is going to cover will also grow exponentially. So what will come out in the wash is not quite clear, but one thing is clear, that we have to change. Our way of our way of working has to change, and we should be ready to take new opportunities as they come and still retain our primacy.
And if that happens, is the industry ready to maintain the kind of growth that happens? Because in the last 10 years, IT industry was job generator. Will the tag remain in the next 10 years for the IT industry?
There are two facets of growth. One is growth in terms of revenue, growth in terms of business. That clearly will grow. However, what may not grow is manpower associated with it. But that happens always when automation takes place.
And is the industry ready to have this transition from labor intensive to capital and automated? Because very few companies are working towards that, and they're also very late in stage in transitioning themselves into that new technology.
I don't think that is quite accurate. We have been working on it, and I know all my colleagues in other technology companies are working at it. They know that if they do not transition, they will be history. And this is not the first time we have seen a technological change. The nature of technology is such that it is always coming up with technological upheavals. This upheaval is, of course, of a seismic nature.
Yeah.
But we have been used to change, and I think we are quite well positioned to change ourselves and meet the needs of the new requirements.
So you're a veteran in the IT industry. In the last 1 year, we have seen a lot of headwind against the IT industry, whether it's in form of currency, whether it's Brexit, or it is global growth which is coming down, or in the banking and financial space where the growth is tapering. Is the industry ready to handle that kind of headwind?
What you just now said, you define business. This is the nature of every business. Things change, and your place in the industry will remain only as long as you are willing to change faster than the change, to anticipate change and change. So that doesn't worry me one bit.
How is Tech Mahindra handling it?
We are handling it by going ahead and adopting new technologies, learning about new technologies, and implementing new technologies.
Are there specific areas where Tech Mahindra is looking at, expanding or opening up new avenues, which with respect to IT?
We cover almost every segment of the industry. The pace of change differs from industry to industry, and we are adapting ourselves about it. There is no one unique solution of change, because it varies.
Is Tech Mahindra looking at growing more than industry average going forward, and is well positioned to grow in that fashion?
Look, we are one of the top 5 companies. All of us are aware of the challenges, and there will be winners and there will be losers. And I hope we are in the winners basket.
What about protecting margins? Because that will be something which many IT companies will have to forego as they do transition. Even there's a margin pressure which is there in on Tech Mahindra as well in the second quarter.
As competition grows, margins always contract. For me, the first objective is to retain business and to grow the new business. Margins are important, but relatively secondary in this regard. My first challenge is how do I adapt my company to the new needs, and how do I still remain a player of consequence in that area.